Chapter 27. The verb, person and number. The verb, like the personal pronouns, has three persons: the first person, comma, the second and the third. Thus we say I speak, you speak, he speaks. This is because of the difference in person of the subjects, as all the three are subjects of the singular number. In sentence 1, the subject is of the first person, comma, therefore the verb is also of the first person. In sentence 2, the subject is of the second person, therefore the verb is also of the second person. In sentence 3, the subject is of the third person, therefore the verb is also of the third person. We thus see that the verb takes the same person as its subject, or that the verb agrees with its subject in person. The verb, comma, like the noun and the pronoun, has two numbers, the singular and plural. Thus we say he speaks, they speaks. This is because of the difference in number of the subject, as both the subject are of the third person. In sentence 1, the subject is singular, therefore the verb is singular. In sentence 2, the subject is plural, therefore the verb is plural. We thus see that the verb takes the same number as its subject, or that the verb agrees with its subject in a number. But we have already seen that the verb also agrees with its subject in person. Hence, we have the important rule: the verb must agree with its subject in number and person. That is, the verb must be of the same number and person as its subject. Thus, if the subject is of the singular number, first person, comma, the verb must be of the singular number, first person, as I am here, I was there, I have a bat, I play cricket. If the subject is of the singular number, comma, third person, comma, the verb must be of the singular number, comma, third person, as he is there, he was there, he has a bat, he plays cricket. If the subject is of the plural number, third person, comma, the verb must be of the plural number, third person, as they are here, they were there, they have bats, they play cricket. Note: in some languages, the form of verb changes with the number and person of the subject. In modern English, verbs have lost all their inflections for number and person, except in the third person of the singular number. Thus, we have I speak, we speak, you speak, you speak. You is both singular and plural in current English. He speaks, they speak. The only exception is the verb to be. We say I am, we are, you are, he is, they are. Then next, chapter 28, the infinitive. Read these sentences. I want to go. They tried to find fault with us. The form to go and to find are infinitives. The infinitive is the base of the verb, often preceded by to. Read the following sentences. 1. To err is human. 2. Birds love to sing. 3. To respect our parent is our duty. 4. He refused to obey the orders. 5. Many men desire to make money quickly. In sentence 1, the infinitive, like a noun, is the subject of the verb is. In sentence 2, the infinitive, like a noun, is the object of the verb love. In sentence 3, the infinitive, like a noun, is the subject of the verb is, but like a verb, it also taken as object. In sentence 4, the infinitive, like a noun, is the object of the verb refused, but like a verb, it also takes an object. In sentence 5, the infinitive, like a noun, is the object of the verb desire, but like a verb, it also takes an object and is modified by an adverb. It will be seen that the infinitive is a kind of noun with certain feature of the verb, especially that it will be seen of taking an object when the verb is transitive. The adverbial qualifiers, in short, the infinitive is a verb noun. The word to is frequently used with the infinitive but is not an essential part or sign of it. Thus, after certain verb like bid, comma, let, comma, make, comma, need, comma, dare, comma, see, comma, here, we use the infinitive without to, as bid him go there, I bade him go, let him sit here, I will not let you go, make him stand, I made him run, we need not go today, you need not do it, you dare not do it, I saw him do it, I heard him cry. The infinitive without to is also used after the verb will, comma would, comma shall, comma should, comma may, comma might, comma can, comma could and must. I will pay the bill. You should work harder. He can speak few languages. You must come to the office at 9 tomorrow. The infinitive without to is also used after had better, had rather, would rather, sooner rather, comma, rather than, as you had better ask permission. I had rather play than work. I would rather die than suffer. So, use the infinitive. The infinitive with or without adjunct adjuncts may be used like a noun. 1. As the subject of a verb, as to find fault is easy, to err is human, to resign is worth ambition. Second, as the object of a transitive verb, as I do not mean to read, he likes to play card. 3. As the complement of a verb, as her greatest pleasure is to sing, his custom is to ride daily. Fourth one, as the object of a preposition, as he had no choice but to obey. The speaker is about to begin. Fifth, as an objective complement, as I saw him go. When the infinitive is thus used like a noun, it is called the simple infinitive. The infinitive is also used. First one, to qualify a verb, usually to express purpose, as he called to see my brother. For the purpose of seeing my brother, we eat to live. I come to bury Caesar. He wept to see the desolation caused by flood. Second one, to qualify an adjective, as figs are good to eat. This medicine is pleasant to take. The boys are anxious to learn. He is too ill to do any work. Third one, to qualify a noun, as this is not the time to play. You will have cause to repent. He is a man to be admired. Here is a house to let. This house is to let. Fourth one, to qualify a sentence, as to tell the truth, I quite forgot my promise. He was petrified, so to speak. When the infinitive is thus used, it is called the gerundial or qualifying infinitive. It will be seen that in 1 and 2, gerundial infinitive does the work of an adverb. In 3, it does the work of an adjective. In 4, it is used absolutely. The infinitive may be active or passive. When active, it may have a present and a perfect form and may merely name the act, or it may represent progressive or continued action. Active, present, to love, perfect, to have loved, present continuous, to be loving, perfect continuous, to have been loving. When passive, the infinitive has a present and a perfect form. Then passive, present, to be loved, perfect, to have been loved. Next, chapter 29, the participle. Read this sentence. Hearing the noise, the boys woke up. The word hearing qualifies the noun boy as an adjective does. It is formed from the verb hear and governs an object. The word hearing, therefore, partakes of the nature of both a verb and an adjective and is called a participle. It may be called a verbal adjective. Definition: a participle is that form of the verb which partakes of the nature both of a verb and of an adjective, or a participle is a word which is partly a verb and partly an adjective. Note: the phrase hearing the noise, which is introduced by a participle, is called a participle phrase. According to its use, here it is an adjective phrase. Study the following examples of participles. First one, we met a girl carrying a basket of flour. Second, loudly knocking at the gate, he demanded admission. Third, the child, thinking all was safe, attempted to cross the road. Fourth, he rushed into the field and foremost fighting fell. The above are all examples of what is usually called the present participle, which ends inning and represents an action as going on or incomplete or imperfect. If the verb form which it comes is transitive, it takes an object as in sentence 1. Notice also that in sentence 2 the participle is modified by an adverb beside the present participle. We can form from each verb another participle called its past participle, which represents a completed action or state of the thing spoken of. The following are examples of past participle. Blinded by a dust storm, they fell into disorder. Second, deceived by his friend, he lost all hope. Third, time misspent is time lost. Fourth, driven by hunger, he stole a piece of bread. 4. We saw a few trees laden with fruit. It will be noticed that the past participle usually ends in ed, d, t, en or n. Beside these two simple participles, the present and the past, we have what is called a perfect participle that represents an action as completed at some past time, as having rested we continued our journey. In the following examples, the participles are used as simple qualifying adjective in front of a noun. Thus used, they are called participle adjectives. A rolling stone gather no moss. We had a drink of the sparkling water. His tattered coat needs mending. The creaking door awakened the dog. A lying witness ought to be punished. He played a losing game. A burnt child dreads the fire. His punished manners produced a very favorable impression. He wears a worried look. Education is the most pressing need of our country. He was reputed to be the most learned man of his time. From the last two examples, it will be noticed that a participle admits of degrees of comparison. Used adjectively, the past participle is passive in meaning, while the present participle is active in meaning, as a spent swimmer equal to a swimmer who is tired out. A burnt child equal to a child who is burnt. A painted doll equal to a doll which is painted. A rolling stone equal to a stone which rolls. Let us now recapitulate what we have learnt about the participle. A participle is a verbal adjective like a verb. It may governs a noun or pronoun, as hearing the noise the boy woke up. The noun noise is governed by the participle hearing. Like a verb, it may be modified by an adverb, as loudly knocking at the gate. He demanded admission. Here the participle knocking is modified by the adverb loudly. Like an adjective, it may qualify a noun or pronoun, as having rested the men continued their journey. Like an adjective, it may be compared as education is the most pressing need of our time. Here the participle pressing is compared by prefixing most. Below are shown the form of the different participle: active, passive, present, loving, perfect, having loved, in passive, present, being loved, perfect, having been loved, past, loved. Use of the participle. It will be noticed that the continuous tense active voice are formed from the present participle with tenses of the verb be, as I am loving, I was loving, I shall be loving. The perfect tenses, that is active voice, are formed from the past participle with tenses of the verb have, as I have loved, I had loved, I shall have loved. The passive voice is formed from the past participle with tenses of the verb be, as I am loved, I was loved, I shall be loved. We have seen that participle qualify noun or pronoun. They may be used attributively, as a rolling stone gathers no moss. His tattered coat need mending. A lost opportunity never returns. Second one, predictively, as the man seems worried, modifying the subject. He kept me waiting, modifying the object. Third one, absolutely, with a noun or pronoun going before. The weather being fine, I went out. Many having arrived, we were freed from anxiety. Weather permitting, there will be a garden party at government house tomorrow. God willing, we shall have another good monsoon. The sea being smooth, we went for sail. The wind having failed, the crew set to work with a will. His master being absent, the business was neglected. The wind being favorable, they embarked. It will be seen that in each of the above sentences, the participle with the noun or pronoun going before it form a phrase independent of the rest of the sentence. Such a phrase is called an absolute phrase, and a noun or pronoun so used with a participle is called as nominative absolute. An absolute phrase can be easily changed into a subordinate clause, as spring advancing, the swallows appear. When spring advances, clause of time. The sea being smooth, we went for a sail. Because the sea was smooth, clause of a reason. God willing, we shall meet again. If God is willing, clause of condition. Error in the use of participle. Since the participle is a verb adjective, it must be attached to some noun or pronoun. In other words, it must always have a proper subject of reference. The following sentences are incorrect because in each case the participle is left without proper agreement. First one, standing at the gate, a scorpion stung him. As it is, the sentence reads as if the scorpion was standing at the gate. Second, going up the hill, an old temple was seen. Third, entering the room, the light was quite dazzling. We should therefore recast these sentences as shown below. First one, standing at the gate, he was studied by scorpion, or while he was standing at the gate, a scorpion stung him. When we went up the hill, we saw an old temple. Entering the room, I found the light quite dazzling. Or when I entered the room, the light was quite dazzling. Usage, however, permits in certain cases such constructions as the following, where the participle is left without a proper subject of reference. The participle in such a cases is called an impersonal absolute. Taking everything into consideration, the magistrate was perfectly justified in issuing those orders. Considering his abilities, he should have done better. Roughly speaking, the distance from here to the nearest railway station is 2 miles. It will be noticed that in the above sentences, the unexpected subject is indefinite, thus, roughly speaking, equal to if one speaks roughly. Sometime, as in the following examples, the participle is understood. Sword in hand, he rushed on the jailer. Breakfast over, we went out for a walk. Next, chapter 30 is the gerund. Read this sentence. Reading is his favorite pastime. The word reading is formed from the verb read by adding ing. We also see that it is here used as the subject of a verb and hence does the work of a noun. It is there for a verb noun and is called a gerund. Further examples of gerund. Playing cards is not allowed here. I like reading poetry. He is fond of hoarding money. In sentence 1, the gerund like a noun is the subject of a verb, but like a verb, it also takes an object, thus clearly showing that it has also the force of a verb. In sentence 2, the gerund like a noun is the object of a verb, but like a verb, it also takes an object, thus clearly showing that it has also the force of a verb. In sentence 3, the gerund, like a noun, is governed by a preposition, but like a verb, it also takes an object. It will be noticed that the infinitive and the gerund are alike in being used as noun, while still retaining the power that a verb has of governing another noun or pronoun. In the objective case, definition, a gerund is that form of the verb which ends in ing and has the force of a noun and a verb. As both the gerund and infinitive have the force of noun and a verb, they have the same uses. Thus, in many sentences, either of them may be used without any special differences in meaning, as teach me to swim, teach me swimming. To give is better than to receive, giving is better than receiving. To see is to believe, seeing is believing. The following sentences contain examples of compound gerund forms. I heard of his having gained a prize. We were fatigued on account of having walked so far. They were charged with having sheltered anarchist. He is desirous of being praised. It will be noticed that compound gerunds are formed by placing a past participle after the gerunds of have and be. The gerund of a transitive verb has the following form: active, present, loving, perfect, having loved. In case of passive, present, being loved, perfect, having been loved. As both the gerund and the present participle and in ing, they must be carefully distinguished. The gerund has the force of a noun and a verb. It is a verbal noun. The present participle has the force of an adjective and a verb. It is a verbal adjective. Example of gerund: he is fond of playing cricket. The old man was tired of walking. We were prevented from seeing the prisoner. Seeing is believing. Examples of participle: playing cricket, he gained health. Walking along the road, the noticed a dead cobra. Seeing, he believed. Read these sentences. The indiscriminate reading of novel is injurious. Here, reading is used like an ordinary noun. Notice that the is used before and of after it. Further examples of gerunds used like ordinary nouns. The making of the plan is in hand. The time of the singing of the bird has come. Adam consented to the eating of the fruit. The middle station of life seems to be the most advantageously situated for the gaining of wisdom. In such a compound noun as walking stick, frying pan, hunting sheep, fencing stick, writing table, walking, comma, frying, comma, hunting, comma, fencing, comma, writing are gerunds. They mean a stick for walking, a pan for frying, a whip for hunting, a stick for fencing, and a table for writing. Compare the following two sentences. 1. I hope you will excuse my leaving early. Second, I hope you will excuse me leaving early. In the first sentence, the word preceding the gerunds is in the possessive case, while in the second sentence it is in the objective case. Both the sentences are correct. We can use either the possessive case or objective case of nouns and pronouns before gerunds. The possessive is more formal and it is less usual in everyday speech. Here are further examples. We rejoiced at his being promoted. I insist on your being present. Do you mind my sitting here? All depends on Karim's passing the exam. I dislike the managers asking me personal questions. The accident was due to the engine driver disregarding the signal. Use of the gerunds. A gerund being a verb noun may be used as subject of a verb, as seeing is believing. Hunting deer is not allowed in this country. Second, object of a transitive verb as stop playing. Children love making mud castles. I like reading poetry. He contemplated marrying his cousin. Third, object of a preposition as I am tired of waiting. He is fond of swimming. He was punished for telling a lie. We were prevented from seeing the prisoner. I have an aversion to fishing. Fourth one, complement of a verb as seeing is believing. What I most detest is smoking. Fifth, absolutely as paying cards being is aversion. We did not play bridge. Next, chapter 31, irregular verbs. Verbs can be regular or irregular. Regular verbs form their past tense and past participle by adding ed. Base form past tense past participle. Walk, walked, walked. Laugh, laughed, laughed. Paint, painted, painted. Irregular verbs form their past tense and past participle in the different way from adding ed. Base form past tense past participle. Sit, sat, sat. Ring, rang, rung. Come, came, come. Cut, cut, cut. We distinguish three type of irregular verbs. One, verb is which all three form are the same. Example, cut, cut, cut. Verb in which two of the three form are the same. Example, sit, sat, sat. 3. Verbs in which all three form are different. Example, ring, rang and rung. Below is the list of irregular verbs divided into the three types mentioned above. Some of them can also be regular. In such cases, the regular forms are also given. Type 1. All three forms are the same as base form, past tense, past participle. That is bet, 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 brust, 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 cost, 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 cut, 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 hit, 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 hurt, 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 let, 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 put, 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 read, 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 set, 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 shut, 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 split, 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 spread, spread, spread. Type 2. Two of the form are the same as base form, past tense, past participle. Beat, beat, beaten. Become, became, become. Bend, bent, bent. Bleed, bled, blade. Breed, braid, braid. Bring, brought, brought. Built, built, built. Burn, burnt, burnt. Buy, bought, bought. Catch, caught, caught. Come, came, come. Creep, crept, crept. Deal, dealt, dealt. Dig, duck, dug. Dream, dreamt, dreamt. Feed, fed, fed. Feel, felt, felt. Fight, fought, fought. Find, found, found. Get, got, got. Hang, hung, hung. Have, had, had. Hear, heard, heard. Hold, held, held. Keep, kept, kept. Lay, laid, laid. Lead, laid, laid. Lean, lent, lent. Learn, learnt, learn, leap, leaped, leaped, leave, left, left, lend, lent, lent, light, lit, lit, lose, lost, lost, make, made, made, mean, mint, mint, meet, mate, mate, pay, paid, paid, run, ran, run, say, said, said, sell, sold, sold, send, sent, sent, shine, shone, shone, shoot, shoot, shot, sit, sat, sat, sleep, slept, slept, smell, smelled, smelled, spell, spelt, spelt, spend, spent, spent, spill, spilt, spilt, speed, spade, spade, spell, spelt, spelt, spite, spoilt, spoilt, stand, stood, stood, stick, stuck, stuck, sting, stung, stung, strike, struck, struck, sweep, swept, swept, swing, swung, swung, teach, taught, taught, tell, told, told, think, thought, thought, understand, understood, understood, win, won, won, wind, wound, wound. Now type 3. All three form are different as base form, past tense, past participle. Be, was, been, begin, began, begun, bite, bit, bitten, blow, blew, blown, break, broke, broken, choose, choose, chosen, do, did, done, draw, drew, drawn, drink, drank, drunk, drive, drove, driven, eat, ate, eaten, fall, fail, fallen, fly, flew, flown, forbid, forbade, forbidden, forget, forgot, forgotten, forgive, forgave, forgiven, freeze, froze, frozen, give, gave, given, go, went, gone, grow, grew, grown, hide, hid, hidden, know, knew, known, lie, lay, lain, mistake, mistook, mistaken, ride, rode, ridden, ring, rang, rung, rise, rose, risen, see, saw, seen, shake, shook, shaken, show, showed, shown, shrink, shrank, shrunk, sting, sing, sang, sung, sink, sank, sunk, speak, spoke, spoken, spring, sprang, sprung, steal, stole, stolen, swear, swore, sworn, swim, swam, swum, take, took, taken, tear, tore, torn, threw, threw, thrown, wake, woke, woken, wear, wore, worn, write, wrote, written. The following verb have an alternative past participle from ending in en, which can only be used adjectively. That is verb, usual past participle, adjectival past participle, drink, drunk, drunken, melt, melted, melton, prove, proved, proven, shave, shaved, shaven, shear, sheared, shown, shrink, shrunk, shrunken, sink, sunk, sunken, strike, struck, striken. Compare the following A and B. He has drunk liquor, a drunken soldier. The iron has melted, molten iron. He has proved it, a proven fact. He has shaved off his beard, a clean shaven face. They have shared the ship, a shorn ship. The cloth has shrunk, a shrunken head. The ship has sunk, a sunken ship. The clock has struck 5, a grief-stricken window. Next, chapter 32, auxiliaries and modals. The verbs be in bracket, am, is, was, etc. have and do. When used with ordinary verbs to make tenses, passive forms, questions, and negatives are called auxiliary verbs or auxiliaries. The verbs can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, must, and ought are called modal verb or modals. They are used before ordinary verbs and express meanings such as permissions, possibility, certainty, and necessity. Need and dare can sometimes be used like modal verbs. Modal are often included in the group of auxiliaries. In some grammar, they are called modal auxiliaries. The modals can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must, and ought are termed defective verb because some parts are wanting in them. They have no in the third person singular. They have no nothing and ed form. The auxiliary be is used first in the formation of the continuous tenses as he is working, I was writing. Second, in the formation of the passive as the gate was opened. Be followed by the infinitive is used first to indicate a plan, arrangement, or agreement as I am to see him tomorrow. We are to be married next month. Second, to denote command as you are to write your name at the top of each sheet of paper. Mother says you are to go to market at once. Be is used in the past tense with the perfect infinitive to indicate an arrangement that was made but not carried out, as they were to have been married last month but had to postpone the marriage until June. Next, have. The auxiliary have is used in the formation of the perfect tenses as he has worked, he has been working. Have to is used with the infinitive to indicate obligation as I have to be there by 5 o'clock. He has to move the furniture himself. The past form had to is used to express obligation in the past. I had to be there by 5 o'clock. He had to move the furniture himself. In negative and questions, have to and had to are used with do, does, did, as they have to go, they don't have to go, do they have to go, he has to go, he does not have to go, does he have to go, he had to go, he did not have to go, did he have to go. Next is do. The auxiliary do is used. First one, to form the negative and inter interrogative of the simple present and simple past tense of ordinary verbs, as he does not work, he did not work, does he work, did he work. Second, to avoid repetition of previous ordinary verb, as do you know him? Yes, I do. She sings well. Yes, she does. You met him, didn't you? He eats fish, and so do you. Do is also used to emphasize the affinitive nature of a statement, as do be quit. You do look pale. I told him not to go, but he did go. In the imperative, do makes a request or invitation more persuasive, as do be quit. Oh, do come. It's going to be such fun. In such cases, do is strongly stressed. Next, can, could, may, might. Can usually expresses ability or capacity, as I can swim across the river. He can work this sum. Can you lift this box? Can and may are used to express permission. May is rather formal. You can go now. Can I borrow your umbrella? May is used to express possibility in affirmative sentences. Can is used in corresponding interrogative and negative sentences. It may rain tomorrow. He may be at home. Can this be true? It cannot be true. Compare. It cannot be true with it may not be true. Cannot denotes impossibility, while may not denotes improbability. In very formal English, may is used to express a wish, as may you live happily and long, may success attend you. Could and might are used as the past equivalents of can and may, as I could swim across the river when I was younger. That is ability. He said, I might go. Permission. I thought he might be at home. That is possibility. She wondered whether it could be true. Possibility. Could, as in the first example above, expresses only ability to do an act, but not the performance of an act. We should use was, were, able to for ability plus action in the past. When the boat was upset, we were able to swim to the bank. Not we would swim to the bank. In negative statements, however, either could or was, were, able to may be used. I could not solve the puzzle, it was too difficult. In present time context, could and might are used as less positive versions of can and may, as I could attend the party, less positive and more hesitant than I can attend the party. Might I borrow your bicycle? A defendant way of saying may or can I. It might rain tomorrow. Less positive than it may rain. Could you pass me the salt? Polite request. Might is also used to express a degree of dissatisfaction or reapproach, as you might pay a little more attention to your appearance. Note the use of can, could, may, might with the perfect infinitive. He is not there. Where can he have gone? Where is it possible that he has gone? may express annoyance. You could have accepted the offer. Why did not you accept the offer? Fatima may have gone with Saroja. Possibly Fatima has gone with Saroja. Why did you drive so carelessly? You might have run into the lamppost. It is fortunate that you did not run into the lamppost. Next, shall, should, will, and would. Shall is used in the first person and will in all persons to express pure future. Today, I shall is less common than I or we will, as I shall be 25 next birthday. We will need the money on 15th. When shall we see you again? Tomorrow will be Sunday. You will see that I am right. In present day English, however, there is a growing tendency to use will in all persons. Shall is sometimes used in the second and third persons to express a promise or threat, as he shall not enter my house again, that is command. You shall have a holiday tomorrow, that is promise. You shall be punished for this, this is threat. Note that these uses of shall are old fashioned and formal and generally avoided in modern English. Question with shall, I are, I or we are asked to the will of the person addressed. Shall I open the door? That is, do you want me to open it? Which pen shall I buy? That is, what is your advice? Where shall we go? What is your suggestion? Will is used to express. First one, volition, as I will carry your books. I will try to do better next time. I will succeed or die in the attempt. In the last example above, will is strong stressed. Second one, characteristics habit, as he will talk about nothing but films. She will sit for hours listening to the wireless. Third one, assumption or probability, as this will be the book you want, I suppose. That will be the postman, I think. Will you indicates an invitation or a request, as will you have tea? Will you lend me your scooter? Should and would are used as the past equivalents of shall and will, as I expected that I should get a first class. He said he would be 25 next birthday. She said she would carry my books. She would sit my hours listening to the wireless. Should is used in all persons to express duty or obligation, as we should obey the laws. You should keep your promise. Children should obey their parents. In clauses of condition, should is used to express a supposition that may not be true. If it should rain, they will not come. If he should see me here, he will be annoyed. Should and would are also used as in the examples below. Should and would are also used as in example below. I should like you to help her. Should or would like is polite form of want. Would you lend me your scooter please? Would you is more polite than will you. You should have been more careful. Should plus perfect infinitive indicate a past obligation that was not fulfilled. He should be in the library now. Expresses probability. I wish you would not chatter so much. Would after we wish expresses a strong desire. Next is must and ought to. Must is used to express necessity or obligation. You must improve your spelling. We must get up early. Must refer to the present or the near future. To talk about the past, we use had to, the past form of have to. Must has no past form. Yesterday we had to get up early. Must is often used when the obligation comes from the speaker. When the obligation comes from somewhere else, have to is often used compare. I must be on a diet. It is my own idea. I have to be on a diet. The doctor has told me to be on a diet. Must can also express logical certainty. Living in such a crowded condition must be difficult. I am sure it is difficult. She must have left already. I am sure she has left already. Ought to expresses moral obligation or desirability as we ought to love our neighbors. We ought to help him. You ought to know better. What to can also be used to express probability as price ought to come down soon. This book ought to be very useful. Used to need and dare. The auxiliary used to express a discontinued habit. There used to be a house there. I used to live there when I was boy. Used to is an auxiliary verb, is old fashioned and very formal. Today we normally use did in negatives and questions. Example, did you use to swim? The auxiliaries need denoting necessity or obligation can be conjugated with or without do. When conjugated without do, it has no s and ed forms and is used with an infinitive without to only in negative and interrogative sentences and in sentences that contain semi negative words like scarcely and hardly. He need not go. It is not necessary for him to go. Need I write to him? I need hardly take his help. When conjugated with do, need has the usual form needs, needed, and is used with a to infinitive. It is commonly used in negative and questions. It sometimes occur in affinitive also. Do you need to go now? I don't need to meet him. One needs to be careful. Compare. I did not need to buy it. It was not necessary for me to buy it, and I did not buy it. I need not have bought it. It was not necessary for me to buy it, but I bought it. The auxiliary dare in bracket be brave enough to as a distinct from the ordinary verb dare challenge does not text in the third person singular present tense. It is generally used in negative and interrogative sentences when conjugated without do, it is followed by an infinitive without to. When conjugated with do, it takes an infinitive with or without to after it. He dare not take such a step. How dare you contradict me? He dared not do it. He does not dare speak to me. Next chapter is 33. Conjugation of the verb love. The conjugation of a verb shows the various form it assumes either by inflection or by combination with parts of other verbs to mark voice, mood, tense, number, and person, and to those must be added its infinitives and participle. Below is given the complete conjunction of the verb love with a view to helping the student to systemize the knowledge already acquired by him. Tenses simple tense, active and passive. I love in active, I am loved in passive. You love, you are loved. He loves, he is loved. They love, they are loved. In present continuous, active and passive. I am loving, I am being loved. You are loving, you are being loved. He is loving, he is being loved. We are loving, we are being loved. They are loving, they are being loved. In present perfect, active and passive, I have loved, I have been loved. You have loved, you have been loved. He has loved, he has been loved. We have loved, we have been loved. They have loved, they have been loved. In present perfect continuous, active and passive. I have been loving, I have been loving. You have been loving, you have been loving. We have been loving, we have been loving. They have been loving, they have been loving. In simple past tense, active and passive. I loved, I was loved. You loved, you were loved. He loved, he was loved. We loved, we were loved. They loved, they were loved. Next, in past continuous, active and passive. I was loving, I was being loved. You were loving, you were being loved. He was loving, he was being loved. He were loving, they were being loved. In past perfect, active and passive. I had loved, I had been loved. You had loved, you had been loved. He had loved, he had been loved. We had loved, we had been loved. They had loved, they had been loved. Next, in past perfect continuous, active and passive. I had been loving, I had been loving. You had been loving, you had been loving. He had been loving, he had been loving. We had been loving, we had been loving. They had been loving, they had been loving. In simple future, active and passive. I shall love, I shall be loved. You will love, you will be loved. He will love, he will be loved. We shall love, we shall be loved. They will love, they will be loved. In future continuous, active and passive. I shall be loving, I shall be loving. You will be loving, you will be loving. He will be loving, he will be loving. We shall be loving, we shall be loving. They will be loving, They will be loving. Next, in future perfect, active and passive. I shall have loved. I shall have been loved. You will have loved. You will have been loved. He will have loved. He will have been loved. We shall have loved. We shall have been loved. They will have loved. They will have been loved. In future perfect continuous, active and passive. I shall have been loving. I shall have been loving. You will have been loving. You will have been loving. He will have been loving. He will have been loving. We shall have been loving. We shall have been loving. They will have been loving. They will have been loving. Next, the imperative. Active, passive. Love, be loved. Non-finite. Present, infinitive. Inactive, to love. In passive, to be loved. Continuous infinity. Inactive, to be loving. In passive, to be loving. Perfect participle. Inactive, to have loved, to have been loved. Present participle. Inactive, loving. In passive, being loved. Present participle. Perfect participle. Inactive, having loved. In passive, have been loved. Next, chapter 34. The adverb. Read the following sentences. Rama runs quickly. This is a very sweet mango. Govind reads quite clearly. In sentence 1, quickly shows how Rama runs. That is, quickly modifies the verb runs. In sentence 2, very show how much the mango is sweet. That is, very modified the adjective sweet. In sentence 3, quite shows how far. Govind reads clearly, that is, quite modifies the adverb clearly. A word that modifies the meaning of verb, an adjective, or another adverb is called an adverb. The word quickly, very, and quit are therefore adverbs. Definition: an adverb is a word which modifies the meaning of a verb. An adjective or another adverb in the following sentences. Adverb modify phrases. She was sitting close beside him. At what hour is the sun right above us? Have you read all thought this book? She was dressed all in pink. He paid his debit down to the last penny. Adverbs standing at the beginning of sentences sometimes modify the whole sentence rather than any particular words, as probably he is mistaken. It is probable that he is mistaken. Probably it is as you say. Certainly you are wrong. Evidently the figure are incorrect. Unfortunately, no one was present here. Luckily, he escaped unhurt. Kinds of adverb. Adverbs may be divided into following classes according to their meaning. Adverbs of time, which show when. I have heard this before. We shall now begin to work. I had a letter from him lately. He comes here daily. I have spoken to him already. He once met me in Cairo. Mr. Gupta formerly lived here. That day he arrived late. He called here a few minutes ago. The end soon came. I hurt my knee yesterday. Wasted time never returns. I have not seen him since. Second, adverbs of frequency which show how often. I have told you twice. I have not seen him once. He often make mistakes. He seldom comes here. The postman called again. He always tries to do his best. He frequently comes unprepared. Third one, adverbs of place which show where. Stand here. The little lamb followed. Mary every day. Everywhere. He looked up. Is Mr. Das within? The horse galloped away. Go there. My brother is out. Come in. Walk backward. Fourth, adverbs of manner which show how or in what manner. Govind reads clearly. This story is well written. The child slept soundly. Slowly and sadly we laid him down. You should not do so. The six fought bravely. The boy works hard. I was agreeable disappointed. Is that so? Thus only will you succeed. This class includes nearly all those adverbs which are derived from adjectives and end in ly. Fifth, adverbs of degree or quantity which show how much or in what degree or to what extent. He was too careless. These mangoes are almost ripe. I am fully prepared. The sea is very stormy. He is good enough for my purpose. I am so glad. You are altogether mistaken. Things are no better at present. She sings pretty well. Is that any better? You are quite wrong. I am rather busy. You are partly right. He is as tall as Rama. Sixth one. Adverbs of affirmation and negation. Surely you are mistaken. He certainly went. I do not know him. Next, seventh. Adverbs of reasons. He is hence unable to refute the charge. He therefore left school. Some of the above adverbs may belong to more than one class. She sings delightfully. Adverb of manner. The weather is delightfully cool. Adverb of degree. Don't go far. Adverb of place. He is far better now. Adverb of degree. Note, the above are all examples of simple adverb. Yes and no, when they are used by themselves, are equivalent of sentences. Have you typed the letter? Yes. Here yes stand for the sentence I have typed the letter. Are you going to Japan? Here no means I am not going to Japan. When adverbs are used in asking questions, They are called interrogative adverbs. Where is Abdul? Enter adverb of place. When did you come? Enter adverb of time. Why are you late? Enter adverb of reason. How did you contribute? Adverb of manner. How many boys are there in your class? Adverb of number. How high is Rajabai Tower? Adverb of degree. Read the sentences. Show me the house where, in which he was assaulted. Here, the adverb where modifies the verb was assaulted. Further, the adverb where, like a relative pronoun, here relates or refer back to its ante- antecedent house. It is therefore called a relative adverb. Further examples of a relative adverb. This is the reason why I left. Do you know the time when the Punjab mail arrives? It will be now seen that according to their use, adverbs are divided into three classes. Simple adverbs, used to modify the meaning of a verb, an adjective, or an adverb, as I can hardly believe it. You are quite wrong. How brightly the moon shine. Second, interrogative adverbs, used to ask the question, as why are you late? Third one, relative adverb, which refer back to a noun as their antecedent, as I remember the house where I was born. It will be noticed that a simple adverb merely modifies some word. An interrogative adverb not only modifies some word but also introduce a question. A relative adverb not only modifies some word but also refer back to some antecedent. Forms of adverb. Some adverbs are the same in form as the corresponding adjectives. That is, some words are used sometime as adjectives, sometime as adverb. Adjective adverb. In adjective, he spoke in a loud voice. Don't talk so loud. In adjective, Rama is our fast bowler. In adverb, Rama can bowl fast. In adjective, he lives in the next house. In adverb, when I next see him, I shall speak to him. In adjective, he went to the back entrance. In adverb, it is go back. Every little difficulty ruffles his temper. He is little known outside India. This is hard sum. He works hard all day. It's an ill wind that blows nobody good. I can ill afford to lose him. He is the best boy in this class. He behave best. He is quick to take offense. In adverb, run quick. Are you an early riser? In adverb, we started early. In adjective, the teacher has a high opinion of that boy. In adverb, always aim high. He is the only child of his parents. You can only guess. We have food enough to last a week. She sing well enough. He is no better than a fool. He know me better than you. There is a much truth in what he say. The patient is much better. Remember that it is only by Noticing how a word is used that we can tell what part of speech it is. Some adverb have two forms, the forms ending in ly and the form which is the same as the adjective, as he sings very loud. He sings very loudly. Sometimes, however, the two form of the verb have different meaning, as Rama works hard, diligently. I could hardly recognize him. Stand near, that is opposed to distant. Rama and Hari are nearly related. He arrived late. I have not seen him lately. I am pretty sure of the fact. She is prettily elegantly dressed. Some adverbs are used as nouns after preposition, as he lives far from here, this place. He comes from here, there, that place. I have heard that before now, this time. By then, the police arrived on the scene. Since when have you taken a smoking? The rain comes from above. Note the common use of from with thence and whence is wrong. Thence from there, whence from where. Thus, the addition of from to either of these words is incorrect. Next, certain adverbs sometimes seem to be used as adjective when some participle or adjective is understood. The then king equal to the king then reigning. A down train equal to a down going train. An up train equal to an upgoing train. The above statement equal to the statement made above. In the following sentences, the is not the definite article but an old demonstrative pronoun used as an adverb. The more the merrier. By how much the more, by so much the merrier. That is, the more numerous a party is, the more enjoyable it is. The favor, the better. By how much the favor, by so much the better. The sooner the better. By how much the sooner, by so much the better. He has tried it and is the better for it. It will be noticed that the is used as an adverb only with an adjective or another adverb in the comparative degree. Nouns expressing adverbial relations of time, place, distance, weight, measurement, value, degree, or the like are often used as adverb. Thus, the sage lasted a week. This will last me a month. He went home. We walked a few miles. The load weighed 3 tons. It measured 5 feet. The cloth measure 3 meter. The watch is only 50 rupees. The wound was skin deep. A noun so used is called an adverbial accusative. Sometimes verbs are used as adverb, as smack went the whip. Coming to next chapter 35, comparison of adverb. Some adverb like adjectives have 3 degrees of comparison. Such adverbs are generally compared like adjectives. If the adverb is of one syllable, we form the comparative by ending er and the superlative by adding est to the positive, as fast, faster, fastest, hard, harder, hardest, long, longer, longest, soon, sooner, soonest. Rama ran fast, positive. Arjun ran faster, comparative degree. Hari ran fastest of all, superlative. Adverbs ending in ly form the comparative by adding more and the superlative by adding most, as swiftly, more swiftly, most swiftly, skillfully, more skillfully, most skillfully. Abdul played skillfully, positive degree. Karim played more skillfully than Abdul, comparative. Of all the 11, Ahmad played most skillfully, superlative. But note early, earlier, earliest. I come early this morning. Rama come earlier. Abdul come earliest of all. It will be noticed that only adverbs of manner, degree, and time admit of comparison. Many adverbs from their nature cannot be compared, as now, then, where, there, once. Some of the commonest adverbs form their comparative and superlative degrees irregularly. Positive, comparative, superlative. Badly, rose, rose. Well, better, best. Much, more, most. Little, less, least. Near, nearer, nearest. Far, farther, farthest. Late, later, latest. Rama writes well. Arjun writes better than Rama. Hari writes best of all. Do you work much? I work more than you do. Hari works most of the three of us. Next, chapter number 36, Formation of Adverbs. Adverbs of manner are mostly formed from adjectives by adding ly, as clever, cleverly, wise, wisely, kind, kindly, foolish, foolishly, quick, quickly, beautiful, beautifully. Akbar was a wise king. He ruled wisely for many years. When the adjective ends in y, preceded by a consonant, change v into I and add ly, as happy, happily, ready, readily, heavy, heavily. When the adjective ends in le, simply change e into y, as single, singly, double, doubly. Some adverb are made up of a noun and a qualifying adjective, as sometime, sometime, meanwhile, yesterday, midway, otherwise. Some adverb are compounds of on, weekend tour, and a noun, as afoot, abed, asleep, ahead, aboard, away. Similarly, there are other adverbs which are also compound of some a preposition and a noun, as best times, besides, today, tomorrow, overboard. Note, the word be is an old form of the preposition by. Some adverbs are compounds of preposition and an adjective, as abroad, along, allowed, anew, behind, below, beyond. Some adverbs are compounds of a preposition and an adverb, as within, without, before, beneath. There is a class of adverbs which are derived from the pronouns the, he, and who. In pronoun the, in place there, in motion to thither, motion from thence, in time then, in manner thus, pronoun he, place here, motion to hither, motion from hence, time hence, manner hence, pronoun who, place where, motion to whither, motion from whence, time when, manner how. Many of the above adverbs are compounded with preposition, thus we get thereby, therefrom, therein, thereof, thereon, thereinto, therewith, hereafter, hereby, herein, hereupon, herewith, whereafter, wherein, whereon, whereof. Thenceforth, thenceforward, henceforth, henceforward. Two adverbs sometimes go together, joined by a conjunction and as, again and again, more than one repeatedly, by and by, before long, presently after a time, far and near, in all direction, far and wide, comprehensively, far and away, by a great deal, decidedly, beyond all comparison, first and foremost, first of all, now and then, from time to time, occasionally, now and again, at intervals, comma sometimes, comma occasionally, off and on, not regularly, comma intermittently, once and again, on more than one occasion, comma repeatedly, out and away, beyond comparison, comma by far, out and out, decidedly beyond all comparison, over and above, in addition to, beside, comma as well as, over and over, many times, comma frequently, comma repeatedly, through and through, truly, comma completely, thus and thus, in such and such a way, to and fro, backward and forward, up and down. Good books should be read again and again. I want him again and again. By and by the tumult will subside. His fame has spread far and near. As a statesman, he saw far and wide. This is far and away the best course. He is far and away the best bowler in our 11. He now and then writes on physical question. I write to him now and then. He worked 10 years off and on his Pali dictionary. I have told you once and again and that you must not read such trash. This is out and away the best work on astronomy. He gained over and above this the goodwill of all people. Over and above being hard working, he is truly honest. He read all the novels of Scott over and over. I believe he is out and out the best Indian batsman. He has read a million through and through. Thus and thus only we shall succeed. He walked to and fro meditating. Adverbs of manner which answer the question how, example, well, fast, quickly, carefully, calmly, are generally placed after the verb or after the object if there is one, as it is raining heavily. The ship is going slowly. She speaks English well. He does his work carefully. Adverb or adverb phrases of place, example, here, there, everywhere, on the wall, and of time, example, now, then, it, today, next, Sunday, are also usually placed after the verb or after the object if there is a one, as he will come here. I looked everywhere. Hang the picture there. I met him yesterday. They are to be married next week. When there are two or more adverbs after a verb, the normal order is adverb of manner, adverb of adverb of time, as she sang well in the concert. We should go there tomorrow evening. He spoke earnestly and at the meeting last night. Adverbs of frequency which answer the question how often. Example, always, never, often, rarely, usually, generally. And certain other adverb like almost, already, hardly, nearly, just, quit are normally put between the subject and the verb if the verb consists of only one word. If there is more than one word in the verb, they are put after the first word, as his wife never cooks, he has never seen a tiger, I have often told him to write neatly, we usually have breakfast at 8, my uncle has just gone out, I quite agree with you. If the verb is am, are, is, was, these adverbs are placed after the verb, as I am never late for school. He is always at home on Sunday. We are just off. These adverbs are usually put before an auxiliary or the single verb be when it is stressed, as Abdul has come late again. Yes, he always does come late. When will you write the essay? But I already have written it. Will you be free on Sunday? I usually am free on Sundays. Do you eat meat? Yes, I sometimes do. When an auxiliary is used alone in short response, as in the last example above, it is stressed and therefore the adverb comes before it. The auxiliaries have to and used to prefer the adverb in front of them. I often have to go to college on foot. He always used to agree with me. When an adverb modifies an adjective or another adverb, the adverb usually comes before it, as Rama is a rather lazy boy. The dog was quite dead. The book is very interesting. Do not speak so fast. But the adverb enough is always placed after the word which it modifies, as is the box big enough? He was rash enough to interrupt. He spoke loud enough to be heard. As a general rule, the word only should be placed immediately before the word it modify, as I worked only two sums. He has slept only 3 hours. In spoken English, however, it is usually put before a verb. The required meaning is obtained by stressing the word which the only modifies, as I only worked two sums. He has only slept 3 hours. Next chapter 38. The preposition. Read. There is a cow in the field. He is fond of tea. The cat jumped off the chair. In sentence 1, the word in shows the relation between two things, cow and field. In sentence 2, the word of shows the relation between the attribute expressed by the adjective fond and tea. In sentence 3, the word of shows the relation between the action expressed by the verb jumped and the chair. The words in, of, are here used as preposition. Definition. A preposition is a word placed before a noun or a pronoun to show in what relation the person or thing denoted by it stands in regard to something else. The word preposition means that which is placed before. It will be noticed that in sentence 1, the preposition joined a noun and another noun. In sentence 2, the preposition join noun to an adjective. In sentence 3, the preposition joins a noun to a verb. The noun or pronoun which is used with a preposition is called its object. It is in the accusative case and is said to be governed by the preposition. Thus, in sentence 1, the noun field is in the accusative case, governed by a preposition in. A preposition may have two or more objects, as the road runs over hill and plain. A preposition is usually placed before its object, but sometimes it follow it, as here is the watch that you asked for. That is the boy I was speaking of. What are you looking at? What are you thinking of? Which of these chair did you sit on? Note: when the object is relative pronoun that, as in sentence 1, the preposition is always placed at the end. The preposition is often placed at the end when the object is an interrogative pronoun, as in the sentence 3, 4, and 5, or a relative pronoun understood, as in sentence 2. Note: sometimes the object is placed first for the sake of emphasis, as this I insist on, he is known all the world over. The prepositions for, from, in, on are often omitted before noun of place or time, as we did it last week, I cannot walk a yard, wait a minute. Next, kind of preposition. Preposition may be arranged in the following classes. First one is a simple preposition: at, by, for, from, in, of, on, out, through, till, to, up, with. Next, compound preposition, which are generally formed by prefixing a preposition to a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. About, above, across, along, amid, among, amongst, around, before, behind, below, beneath, beside, between, beyond, inside, outside, underneath, within, without. Third one is phrase preposition. Group of word used with the force of single preposition. According to, agreeably to, along with, away from, because of, by dint of, by means of, by reason of, by virtue of, by way of, comf- conformably to, for the sake of, in accordance with, in addition to, in behalf of, in case of, in comparison to, in compliance with, in consequence of, in course of, in favor of, in front of, in lieu of, in order to, in place of, in reference to, in regard to, in spite of, instead of, in the event of, on account of, owning to, with a view to, with an eye to, with reference to, with regard to. Read the following sentences. He succeeded by dint of pre- perseverance and sheer hard work. By virtue of the power vested in me, I hereby order, etc. In consequence of his illness, he could not finish the work in time. Owing to his ill health, he retired from business. With reference to your letter of date, we regret we cannot allow any further rebate. In order to avoid litigation, he accepted rupees 30,000 in full settlement of his claim for rupees 42,000. In course of time, he saw his mistake. He died fighting on behalf of his country. On behalf of the staff, he read the address. He preserved in spite of difficulties. In the event of his dying without an issue, his nephew would inherit the whole property. Instead of talking, prove your worth by doing something. By reason of his perverse attitude, he estranged his best friend. He acted according to my instruction. Why don't you go along with your brother? In accordance with your instruction, we have remitted the amount to your bankers. There is a big tree in front of this house. Agreeably to the term of the settlement, we herewith enclose our check for rupees 1,000. By way of introduction, he made some pertinent remark. By means of rope ladder, they scaled the wall. For the sake of their beliefs, the Puritans immigrated to America. In course of his researches, he met with many difficulties. He abdicated the throne in favor of his eldest son. He could not attend school because of his father's serious illness. He accepted the car in lieu of his claim for rupees 3,25,000. With a view to an amicable settlement, we offer you without prejudice rupees 7,500 in full settlement of all your claims up to date. On account of his negligence, the company suffered a heavy loss. Whatever he does with an eye to the main chance. bearing, concerning, considering, during, notwithstanding, pending, regarding, respecting, touching, and a few similar words which are present participles of verb are used absolutely without any noun or pronoun being attached to them. For or for all practical purpose, they have become prepositions and are sometimes distinguished as participle prepositions. Bearing accident, the mail will arrive tomorrow. Concerning yesterday's fire, there are many rumors in the bazaar. Considering the quality, the price is not high. Ulysses is said to have invented the game of chess during siege of Troy. Notwithstanding the resistance offered by him, he was arrested by the police. Pending further orders, Mr. Desai will act as headmaster. Regarding your inquiries, we regret to say that at present we are not interested in imitation silk. Respecting the plan you mention, I shall write to you hereafter. Touching this matter, I have not as yet made up my mind. Several words are used sometimes as adverbs and sometimes as preposition. A word is a preposition when it governs a noun or pronoun. It is an adverb when it does not. Adverb preposition go and run about. In preposition don't loiter about the street. Adverb I could not come before. I in preposition I came the day before yesterday. Has he come in? Is he in his room? The wheel come off. The driver jumped off the car. Let us move on. The book lies on the table. His father arrived soon after. After a month he returned. Take this parcel over to the post office. He rules over a vast empire. I have not seen him since. I have, I have not slept since yesterday. We have seen that the object to a preposition is a noun, pronoun. Sometimes, however, the object to a preposition is an adverb of time or place, as I will be done by then, that time. Since then, that time, he has not shown his face. Come away from there, that place. He must have reached there by now, this time. How far is it from here, this place? It cannot last forever. Sometimes the object to a preposition is an adverbial phrase, as each article was sold at over a pound. The noise comes from across the river. He was not promoted to the rank of a colonel till within a few months of his re- resignation. I sold my car for under its half cost. He soared from dawn till far into the night. He did not see her till a few days ago. I was thinking about how to circumvent him. A clause can also be the object to preposition, as pay careful attention to what I am going to say. There is no meaning in what you say. The object to a preposition, when it is in A relative pronoun is sometimes omitted, as he is the man I was looking for. Here, whom is understood. These are the good rules to live by. Here, which is understood. Prepositions are very commonly used in composition with verb to form new verb. Sometimes they are prefixed as outbid, overcome, overflow, overlook, undergo, undertake, uphold, withdraw, withhold, withstand. More frequently, prepositions follow the verb and remain separate as boast of, laugh at, look for, send for. He boasted of his accomplishment. He looked for his watch everywhere. Please send for Rama. Everyone laughed at him. Relation expressed by preposition. The following are some of the most common relation indicated by preposition. First one is place, as went about the world, ran across the road, leaned against a wall, fell among thieves, quarreled among themselves, at death's door, sit on deck, stood before the door, stood behind the curtain, lies below the surface, sat beside me, piles between Mumbai and Alibag, stand by me, rain comes from the cloud, in the sky, fell into ditch, lies near his hut, Kolkata is on the Hungly, the cliff hangs over the sea, tower round the world, marched through the town, came to the end of the road, put pen to paper, travelled towards Nasik, lay under the table, climbed up the ladder, lies upon the table, within the house. Second one is time, as after his death, at an early date, arrived before me, behind time, by the 3 o'clock, during the whole day, for many years, from 1st April, in the afternoon, sat watching for on into the night, lived under the Mughals, on Monday, pending his return, since yesterday, lasted through the night, throughout the year, wait till tomorrow, 10 minutes, 2:12, towards evening, until his arrival, rise with the sun, within a month, agency, instrumentality, as sell goods at auction, sent the parcel by post, was stunned by a blow, was destroyed by a fire, heard this through a friend, cut it with a knife. Fourth, manner, as dying by inches, fought with courage, worked with earnestness, own with case. Fifth one, cause, comma, reason, comma, purpose, as labored for the good of humanity, died of fever, the very place for a picnic, did it for our good, suffers from Goat. Died from fatigue. Does it from perversity. Retreated through fear of a ambush. Concealed it through shame. Lost his purse through negligence. Shivers with fever. Took medicine for cold. 6-1. Possession. As there was no money on him. The Moscow of Omar. A man of means. The boy with red chair. Seventh. Measure standard rate, comma value. As he charges interest at 9%. Stories like these must be taken at what they are worth. Cloth is sold by the yard. I am taller than you by 2 inches. It was won by the tower clock. Contrast concession as after every effort one may fail. For one enemy he has 100 friends. For all his wealth he is not content. With all his faults admire him. Next ninth. Inference, motive, comma source or origin as from what I know of him, I hesitate to trust him. The knights were brave from gallery of spirit. He did it from gratitude. Light emanates from the sun, from labor health, from health contentment springs. This is a quotation from Milton. His skills comes from practice. Note, it will be seen that the same preposition according to the way in which it is used would have its place under several heads. The following preposition require special notice. We can use in or at with the names of cities, towns or village. In most cases, in is used we use in when we are talking about a place as an area. We use at when we see it as a point. We stayed in Mumbai for 5 days. Our plane stopped at Mumbai on the way to Iran. How long have you lived in this village? Second, we use at to talk about group activities and shops. Did you see Shobha at the party? There were not many people at the meeting. I saw him at the baker's. Third one, we use in with the names of streets and at when we give the house number. He lives in Church Street. He lives at 45 Church Street. We use fourth one. We use on when we think of a place as a surface. The dog is lying on the floor. Put this picture on the wall. Fifth one. Till is used of time and to is used of place as he slept till 8 o'clock. He walked to end of the street. Sixth one. With often denotes the instrument and by the agent as he killed two birds with one shot. He was stabbed by a lunatic with a danger, since is used before a noun or phrase denoting some points of time and is preceded by a verb in the perfect tense, as I have eaten nothing since yesterday. He has been ill since Monday last. I have not been smoking since last week. 8. In before a noun denoting a period of time means at the end of. Within means before the end of. As I shall return in an hour. I shall return within an hour. Ninth one. Beside means at the side of, while besides means the addition to, as beside the ungathered rice he lay. Beside his children there were present his nephew and nieces. Besides being fined, he was sentenced to a term of imprisonment. Prepositions with forms of transport. We use by plus noun when we talk about means of transport. We do not use the or, a, or an before the noun, as we traveled by train, not by the train. We say by cycle, by car, taxi, bus, train, by boat or ship or plane, by air, by sea. We do not use by when the reference is to specific bicycle, car, train, etc. Suresh went there on my bike, not by my bike. We traveled in Mr. Joshi's car, not by Mr. Joshi's car. They came in a taxi. I will go on the 7:30 bus. We use on to mean a specific bicycle, bus, train, ship, or plane, and into mean a specific car, taxi, van, lorry, or ambulance. We say on foot, not by foot. He goes to the office on foot. He walks to the office. Next, chapter number 39, words followed by prepositions. Certain verbs, nouns, adjectives, and participles are always followed by particular preposition. Read the following sentences, noting appropriate preposition. Mumbai is famous for its textile. The goat subsists on the coarsest of food. Jawaharlal Nehru was fond of children. India is a noble, gorgeous land teeming with natural wealth. Being apprised of our approach, the whole neighborhood came out to meet their minister. In the classical age, the ideal life of the Brahman was divided into four stages or ashrams. It is natural in every man to wish for distinction. He was endowed with gifts fitted to win eminence in any field of human activity. The writer is evidently enamored of the subject. These computers are cheap enough to be accessible to most people. Ambition does not always conduce to ultimate happiness. The true gentleman is courteous, and affable to his neighbor. Newly acquired freedom is sometimes liable to abuse. Little Jack proved quite a match for the giant. Camels are peculiarly adapted to life in the desert. He is a man of deep learning, but totally ignorant of life and manners. The income derived from the ownership of land is commonly called rent. The Moors were famous for their learning and their skills in all kinds of industries. Alexander profited by the dissensions of the Punjab Rajas. Few things are impossible to diligence and skill. I am indebted to you for your help. Ashoka, although tolerant of competing creeds, was personally an ardent Buddhist. The celebrated grammarian Patanjali was a contemporary of Pushyamitra Sunga. The African element is now confined to Central Africa. Ivory readily adapt itself to the carver's art. Coleridge's poetry is remarkable for the perfection of its execution. The holy tree is associated with scenes of goodwill and rejoicing. The noise from downstairs prevented me from sleeping. I am already acquainted with the latest development of the situation. His duties were of kind ill suited to his ardent and daring character. Man is entirely different from other animal in the ut- in the utter helplessness of his babyhood. A residence of 8 years in Sri Lanka had inured his system to the tropical climate. The ancient Greeks, though born in a warm climate, seems to have been much addicted to the bottle. He was somewhat susceptible to flattery. A man who always conveys at the fault of his children is their roast enemy. Nepal was then destitute of what are now perhaps its chief attraction. The cat appeared to have originated in Egypt or in the East. Judged by its result, the policy of Hastings was eminently successful. There is still no cure for the common cold. It was formerly supposed that malaria was due the poisonous ex- exhalation. People who are averse to hard work generally do not succeed in life. Buddhism teaches that freedom from desires will lead to escape from suffering. Sometimes a word takes a certain preposition after it in one context and a different preposition in another context. We should accommodate ourselves to circumstances. My friend accommodated me with a loan. I differ with you on this question. Your car differs from mine in several respects. I am anxious about the result. Her parents are anxious for her safety. He has retired from business. He has retired into private life. He has great influence over his disciples. He has hardly any influence with the vizier. The remark of his critics had considerable influence on his writings. All his life he labored for the good of humanity. He is laboring under a misapprehension. He labored at his dictionary for 12 years. Trespassers are liable to a fine of rupees 500. He is liable for his wife debts. Some related word take different preposition after them. I acted according to his advice. In accordance with his advice, I took quinine. She has a great affection for her grandchildren. The old lady is affectionate to all. The flood and ebb tides alternate with each other. The alternative to submission is death. It is all due to his ambition for fame. He is ambitious of fame. He is capable of anything. He has not the, the requisite capacity for this work. He has great confidence in his assistant. He is quite confident of success. What a contrast to his brother. What a contrast between them. The present speech is mild contrasted with his past utterance on the same subject. It is not likely to derogate from his merit. He never said or did anything derogatory to his high position. He is descended from a noble family. He is a descendant of Mahatma Gandhi. He has no desire for fame. He is desirous of visiting Agra. He was equal to the auction. He is to be blamed equally with his brother. The coat fits me well except for the collar. I take exception to your remark. The child is fond of sweets. She has great fondness for children. The drama is founded on an episode in the Ramayana. It has, however, no foundation in fact. He hindered me from going. Child marriage is a great hindrance to progress. He is quite infatuated with her. His infatuation for that girl led him astray. He has no liking for Carl. His dislike to her continued to increase. He is neglectful of his dress. I have often found him negligent in his work. They say he is partial to his friend. Children show a partiality for sweetmeats. I have no prejudice against foreigner. Such a step will be prejudicial to your interests. He is prepared for anything, preparatory to taking extreme measure, his father once again warned him. Pursuant to our conversation, I now send you a check for rupees 500 as my contribution to fund. In persons of your instructions, we are writing to the collector. I am of opinion that he is qualified for the post. He is disqualified from practicing as a pleader. As a result of the injury received by him, he died of tetanus. It is said that nothing resulted from the conference. I have great respect for his learning. He is respectful to the superiors without being servile. He seized upon the opportunity offered to him. The seizure of his property was carried out under direct order from the Raja. I assure you that I am sensible of your kindness. His paralyzed arm is insensible to feeling. Subsequent to the meeting, he wrote a letter to the Hindu. Consequent upon this letter, the agent of the company filed a suit against him for defaming. Trust in God and do what is right. His distrust of his assistant is perhaps unfounded. The country suffers for want of skilled labor. He is wanting in a little common sense. Sometimes a verb is followed by a preposition, sometimes no preposition follows it. The meaning, however, is not always the same in both cases. I call that mean I called on him at his office. I don't catch your meaning. A drawing man catches at a straw. This closed the proceeding. After a little higgling, he closed with my offer. The commenced life as a shop assistant. The proceeding commenced with a song. Have you counted the cost? I count upon your advice and cooperation. He deals fairly with his customers. He deals in cotton and cloth. The compounder dispense medicine. His master dispensed with his service. He gained his object by persuasion. He gained upon his rich uncle by his sue manner. He grasped the meaning of the passage in no time, like a shrewd man of business. He grasped at the opportunity. I met him on my way to the station. His appeals for funds met with a poor response. He always prepared his speech. Our soldiers prepared themselves for the offensive. The police searched the house of the suspect. He searched for the lost article. Do not use the infinitive with certain words which require a preposition followed by a gerund or by a verbal noun. He is addicted to gambling, not to gambling. I assisted her in climbing the hill. He is averse to applying card. I do not believe in pampering servants. I am bent no attending the meeting. He has hardly any chance of succeeding. He is confident of securing the first prize. The custom of tipping is prevalent everywhere. He is desirous of visiting Japan. He despaired of achieving his object. There is some difficulty in perceiving his meaning. Hereafter, he is disqualified for holding any government post. Remember the duty of helping the poor. Sudha excels in dancing. You can have no excuse for talking bluntly. He is expert in inventing stories. I am fond of reading novels. The firm was fortunate in securing the government's support. What hindered you from visiting the museum? He was disappointed in the hope of being rewarded. He felt the humiliation of withdrawing his words. We should be indefatigable in doing good. I insisted on having my say. He is intent on visiting Norway. You were not justified in imputing motives to him. He has a knack of doing it. He appreciated the necessity of acting promptly. He persisted in disobeying the orders. He lacks the power of imparting, although he is a good mathematical scholar. The practice of cramming is rightly regarded as an evil. It was only pretext for delaying the matter. What is there to prevent him from leaving Chennai? I had privilege of knowledge him in intimately. They were prohibited from entering the village. I refrained from hurting his feeling. You were right in suspecting him. There is little satisfaction in sitting idle. He has no scruple in beginning. He succeeds in convincing his critics. He thought of eluding his pursuers. I am tired of writing letter to him. Note: sometime both constructions are allowable, as he was afraid of telling the truth. He was afraid to tell the truth. He at last got opportunity of meeting him. He at last got opportunity to meet him. On other hand, certain words always take the infinitive after them, as he advised us to desist from that attempt. I decline to say anything further. I expect to meet opposition. It is hard to get access to him. He hopes to win the first prize. We are all inclined to judge of others as we find them. He intends to compile a Marathi dictionary. Prepositions are sometimes inserted where they are not required, as Where have you been to? Here too is not required. My eldest son is a boy of about 18 years old. Here off is not required. After having finished my work, I went home. Here after is not required. Note that the verb discuss, order, and stress are transitive and therefore they are not followed by preposition. We discuss the topic, not discuss about a topic. Order tea, not order for tea. Stress a point, not stress on a point. Next chapter 40. The conjunction. Read the following sentences. God made the country and man made the town. Our hoard is little, but our hurt are great. She must weep, or she will die. Two and two make four. In one, two, and three, the conjunctions join together two sentences. In four, the conjunction joins together two word only. Definition. A conjunction is a word which merely join together sentences and sometimes word. Conjunction join together sentences and often make them more compact. Thus, Balu and Vittal are a good bowler is a short way of saying Balu is a good bowler and Vishal is a good bowler. So the man is poor but honest is a contracted way of saying. The man is poor but he is honest. Sometimes, however, the conjunction and joins word only as two and two make four. Hari and Rama are brother. Hari and Rama came home together. Such sentences cannot be resolved in two sentences. Conjunction must be carefully distinguished from relative pronoun, relative adverb, and prepositions, which are also connecting word. This is the house that Jack built, relative pronoun. This is the place where he was murdered, relative adverb. Take this and give that, conjunction. In sentence 1, the relative pronoun that refers to the noun house and also joins the two parts of the sentence. In sentence 2, the relative adverb where modified the verb was murdered and also joins the two part of the sentence. In sentence 3, the conjunction and simply joins the two parts of the sentence. It does no other work. It will thus be seen that relative pronoun and relative adverb also join, but they do more. Conjunction merely join, they do no other work. Observe that a preposition also join two words, but it does more. It governs a noun or pronoun, as he sat beside Rama, he stood behind me. Some conjunctions are used in pair, as either or, either take it or leave it, neither nor. It is neither useful nor ornamental, both and. We both love and honor him, though it, though he is suffering much pain, yet he does not complain. Whether or, I do not care whether you go or stay. Not only, but also. Not only is he foolish, but also obstinate. Conjunction which are thus used in pair are called correlative conjunction or merely Correlatives. When conjunctions are used as correlatives, each of the correlative word should be placed immediately before the word to be connected, as he visited not only Agra but also Delhi. He not only visited Agra but also Delhi. We use many compound expression as conjunction. These are called compound conjunction. In order that the notice was published in order that all might know the fact, on condition that I will forgive you on condition that you do not repeat the offense, even if such an act would not be kind even if it were just, so that he saved some bread so that he should not go hungry on the morrow, provided that you can borrow the book, provided that you return it soon, as though he walks as though he is slightly lame, as well as Rama as well as Govind was present there. As soon as he took off his coat, as soon as he entered the house, as if he looks as if he were weary. Classes of conjunction. As we shall see, conjunction are divided into two classes: coordinating and subordinating. Read the sentence. Birds fly and fish swim. The sentence contains two independent statements or two statements of equal rank or importance, hence the conjunction joining together. These two statements or clauses of equal rank is called a coordinating conjunction. Coordinating means of equal rank. Definition: a coordinating conjunction joins together clauses of equal rank. The chief coordinating conjunction are and, but, for, or, nor, also, either, or, neither, nor. Coordinating conjunction are of four kinds. First one, cumulative or copulative, which merely add one statement to another, as we we carved not a line and we raised not a stone. Second, adversative, which express opposition or contrast between two statements, as he is slow but he is sure. I was annoyed, still I kept quiet. I would come only that I am engaged. He was all right, only he was fatigued. Dis- Disjunctive and or alternative, which express a choice between two alternative, as she must sweep or she will die. Either he is mad or he feigns madness. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. They toil not, neither do they spin. Walk quickly, else you will not overtake him. Fourth one, elative, which express an inference, as something certainly fell in, for I heard a splash. All precautions must have been neglected, for a plague spread rapidly. Any of the coordinating conjunction, with the exception of or, nor, may be omitted and its place taken by a comma, semicolon, or colon, as Rama went out to play. Semicolon. Hari stayed in to work. Read the sentence. I read the paper because it interests me. The sentence contains two statements or clauses, one of which, because it interests me, is dependent on the other. Hence, the conjunction introducing the dependent or subordinate clause is called a subordinating conjunction. Definition: a subordinating conjunction joins a clause to another on which it depends for its full meaning. The cheap subordinating conjunctions are after, because, if, that, though, although, till, before, unless, as, when, where, while. After the shower was over, the sun shone out again. A book, although there is nothing in it. As he was not there, I spoke to his brother. He ran away because he was afraid. Answer the first question before you proceed further. Take heed ere it be too late. Except repent, you shall all likewise perish. You will pass if you work hard. Sentinels were posted lest the camp should be taken by surprise. Since you say so, I must believe it. Tell them that I will come. He finished first, though he began late. Will you wait till I return? He will not pay unless he is compelled. I waited for my friend until he came. When I was younger, I thought so. I do not know whence he comes. He found his watch where he had left it. I do not understand how it all happened. Make hay while the sun shines. I shall go whither fancy leads me. I know not why he left us. The word then is also subordinating conjunction. He is taller than I. I like you better than he. I like you better than him. Hari is more stupid than Dhundu. His bark is worse than his bite. Subordinating conjunctions may be classified according to their meaning as follows. First one is time. I would die before I lied. No nation can be perfectly well governed till is competent to govern itself. Many things have happened since I saw you. I returned home after he had gone. Ere he blew three notes, there was a rustling. Second, cause or reason. My strength is as the strength of 10, because my heart is pure. Since you wish it, it shall be done. As he was not there, I spoke to his brother. He may enter as he is a friend. Third one, purpose. We eat so that we may live. He held my hand lest I should fall. Fourth one, result or consequence. He was so tired that he could scarcely stand. Fifth one, condition. Rama will go if Hari goes. Grievances cannot be redressed unless they are known. Sixth one, concession. I will not sin though he comes. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. A book, although there is nothing in it. 7. Comparison. He is stronger than Rastam. Certain words are used both as preposition and conjunction. Preposition, conjunction. In preposition, stay till Monday. In conjunction, we shall stay here till you return. Preposition, I have not met him since Monday. Conjunction, we shall go since you desire it. He died for his country. I must stay here for such is my duty. The dog ran after the cat. We came after they had left. Everybody but Govind was present. He ta- tried but did not succeed. He stood before the painting. Look before you leap. Next, chapter 41. Some conjunction and their uses. Since as a conjunction means from and after the time when, as I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last. Many things have happened since I left school. I have never seen him since that unfortunate event happened. Note: since when used as a conjunction in this sense should be preceded by a verb in the present perfect tense and followed by a verb in the simple past tense. Second, saying that in as much as since you wish it, it shall be done. Since you will not work, you shall not eat. Since that is the case, I shall excuse you, or is used to introduce an alternative as your purse or your life. You must work or starve. You may take this book or that one. Note: there may be several alternatives, each joined to the preceding one by or preceding or presenting a choice between any two in the series, as he may study law or medicine or engineering, or he may enter into trade. Second, to introduce an alternative name or system, as the violin or fiddle has become the leading instrument of the modern orchestra. Third one, to mean otherwise, as we must hasten or night will overtake us. Fourth one, as nearly equivalent to and, as the troops were not wanting in strength or courage, but they were badly fed. If is used to mean first, on the condition or supposition that, as if he is there, I shall see him. If that is so, I am content. Second, admitting that, as if I am blunt, I am at least honest. If I am poor, yet I am honest. Whether, third, whether, as I asked him if he would help me. I wondered if he will come. Fourth one, whenever, as if I feel any doubt, I inquire. If is also used to express wish or surprise, as If I only knew. Next is that. As a conjunction retains much of its force as a demonstrative pronoun, thus the sentence I am told that you are miserable may be transposed into you are miserable. I am told that that is used. First one to express a reason or cause and is equivalent to because, for that, in that as. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. He was annoyed that he was contradicted. Second, to express a purpose and is equivalent to in order that as we sow that we may reap. He kept quiet that the dispute might cease. Note today that is rarely used for reason or purpose. Third one, to express a consequence, result, or effect as I am so tired that I cannot go on. He bled so profusely that he died. He was so tired that he could scarcely stand. Next, than. As a conjunction follow adjectives and adverb in the comparative degree as wisdom is better than rubies. I see you often than him. I am better acquainted with the country than you are. I would rather suffer than that you should want. Next, lest is used as a subordinating conjunction expressing a negative purpose and is equivalent to in order that not for fear that as love not sleep lest do come to poverty do not be idle lest you come to want he fled lest he should be killed. I was alarmed lest we should be worked. Note: lest is rare in modern English. Note: the modern idiomatic construction after lest is should. Next, after certain expression denoting fear or apprehensi- uh, apprehends lest was used as equivalent to that as I feared lest I might anger there. The while is used to mean first during the time that as long as while he was sleeping an enemy snowed tears while there is life there is hope. Second, at the same time that as the girl sang while the boy played. While he found fault, he also praised. Third, whereas, as while I have no money to spend, you have nothing to spend on. While this is true of some, it is not true of all. Next, all, only. As a conjunction means expect that, but where is not. As a very pretty woman, only she squints a little. The day is pleasant, only rather cold. He does well, only that he is nervous at the start. I would go with you, only I have no money. Except was one in good use as a conjunction as except, a repent, a shall all likewise perish. Expect a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. In modern English, its place has been taken by unless. Next, without. The use of without as a conjunction meaning unless is now bad English, as I shall not go without you do. Next, because, comma, for, comma, since. Of these three conjunction, because denotes the closest casual conjunction for the weakest, since comes between the two. Next, chapter 42, the interjection. Examine the following sentences. Hello, what are you doing there? Alas, he is dead. Hooray, we have won the game. Ha, have they gone? Oh, I got such a fright. Hush, don't make a noise. Such a word as hello, alas, hooray, ha, etc. are called interjection. They are used to express some sudden feeling or emotion. It will be noticed that they are not grammatically related to the other word in a sentence. Definition: an interjection is a word which expresses some sudden feeling or emotion. Interjections may express joy as hooray, huzzah, grief as Allah's, surprise as ha, what, approval as bro. Certain group of words are also used to express some sudden feeling or emotion as ha, me, for shame, well done, good, gracious. Next, chapter 43. The same word used as a different part of speech. The following are some of the most important words which may belong to different parts of speech according to the way in which they are used. Always remember that it is the function or use that determines to which part of speech a word belongs in a given sentence. First one, about, adverb. They wandered about in sheep, sheepskin and goatskins. Preposition. There is a something pleasing about him. Next, above, adverb. The heavens are above. Preposition. The moral law is above the civil. Adjective. Analyze the above sentence. Our blessing come from above. After, adverb. They arrived soon after. Preposition. He takes after his father. Adjective. After age shall sing his glory. Conjunction. We went away after they had left. Next, all. Adjective. All the men are mortal. It was all profit and no loss. Adverb. He was all alone when I saw him. Pronoun. All spoke in his favor. Noun. He lost his all in speculation. Next. Any. Adjective. Are there any witnesses present? Pronoun. Does any of you know anything about it? Adverb. Is that any better? Next, as. Adverb. We walked as fast as we could. Conjunction. As he was poor, I helped him. Relate. She likes the same color as I do. Next, before. Adverb. I have seen you before. Preposition. He come before the appointed time. Conjunction. He went away before I came. Next word, better. Adjective. I think your is a better plan. Adverb. I know better. Noun. Give place to your betters. Verb. The boxes with which the provided me bettered the sample. Fraud. Next is both. Adjective. You cannot have it both ways. Pronoun. Both of them are dead. Conjunction. Both the cashier and the accountant he are Hindus. Next, but. Adverb. It is but right to admit our fault. Preposition. None but the brave deserves the fair. Conjunction. We tried hard but did not succeed. Relate pronoun. There is no one but like him. Next is down. Adverb. Down went the Royal George. Preposition. The fire engine come rushing down the hill. Adjective. The porter was killed by the down train. Noun. He has seen the ups and downs of life. Next verb. Down with the tyrant. Next either. Adjective. Either bat is good enough. Pronoun. Ask either of them. Conjunction. He must either work or starve. Next else. Adjective. I have something else for you. Adverb. Shall we look anywhere else? Conjunction. Make haste, else you will miss the train. Next is enough. Adjective. There is time enough and to spare. Adverb. You know well enough what I meant. Noun. I have had enough of this. Next word, even. Adjective. The chances are even. Verb. Let us even the ground. Adverb. Does he even suspect the daughter? Next, expect. Verb. If we expect hurry, all are to be blamed. Preposition. All the brethren were in Egypt except Benjamin. Conjunction. I will not let thee go except thou bless me. Next word, for. Preposition. I can shift my myself for myself. Conjunction. Give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. Next word, less. Adjective. You are paying less attention to your studies than you used to do. Adverb. The population of India is less than that of China. Noun. He wants rupees 500 for that watch. He won't be satisfied with less. Next, like. Adjective. They are men of like built and stature. Preposition. Do not talk like that. Adverb. Like as a father piteth his own children. Noun. We shall not see his like again. Verb. Children like sweets. Next word, little. Adjective. There is little danger in going there. Noun. Man wants but little hair below. Adverb. He eats very little. Next word, more. Adjective. We want more men like him. Pronoun. More of us die in bed than out of it. Adverb. You should talk less and work more. Next word much. Adjective. There is a much sense in what he says. Pronoun. Much of it is true. Adverb. He boasts too much. Adverb. Draw near and listen. Next, near. Preposition. His house is near the temple. Adjective. He is near relation. Verb. The time near. Next word needs. Noun. My needs are few. Verb. It needs to be done with care. Adverb. He needs must come. Neither. Conjunction. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Adjective. Neither accusation is true. Pronoun. It is difficult to negate it where neither will trust. Next word next. Adjective. I shall see you next Monday. Adverb. What next? Preposition. He was sitting next to her. Noun. I shall tell you more about it in my next. Next word no. Adjective. It is no joke. Adverb. He is no more. Noun. I will not take a no once. Adverb. I was young once. Conjunction. Once he hesitate, we have him. Noun. Please help me for once. One. Adjective. One day I met him in the street. Pronoun. The little ones cried for joy. Noun. One would think he was mad. Only. Adjective. It was his only chance. Adverb. He was only foolish. Conjunction. Take what I have only. Over. Adverb. Read it over carefully. Noun. In 1 over, he took 3 wicket. Preposition. At 30, a change come over him. Right. Verb. That is fault that will right itself. Adjective. He is the right man for the position. Noun. I ask it as a right. Adverb. Serves him right. He stood right in my way. Next, round. Adjective. A square peg in a round hole. Noun. The evening was a round of pleasure. Adverb. He came round to their belief. Preposition. The earth revolves round the sun. Verb. We shall round the cape in safety. Since. Preposition. Since that day I have not seen him. Conjunction. Since there is no help, come let us kiss and apart. Adverb. I have not seen him since. Next. So. Adverb. I am so sorry. Conjunction. He was poor, so they helped him. Some. Adjective. We must find some way out of it. Pronoun. Some say one thing and others another. Adverb. Some 30 chiefs were present. Still. Verb. With his name the mothers still their babes. Adjective. Still waters run deep. Noun. Her sobs could be heard in the still of night. Adverb. He is still in business. Such. Adjective. Don't be in such a hungry. Pronoun. Such was not my intention. That. Demonst. Adjective. What is that noise? Demonst pronoun. That is what I want. Adverb. I have done that much only. Relative pronoun. The evil that men do lives after them. Conjunction. He lives so that he may eat. The definite article. The cat loves comfort. Adverb. The wiser he is, the better. Till. Preposition. Never put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Conjunction. Do not start till I give the word. Up. Adverb. Prices are up. Preposition. Let us go up the hill. Adjective. The next up train will leave here at 12:30. Noun. They had their ups and downs of fortune. Well. Noun. Let well alone. Adjective. I hope you are now well. Adverb. Well begun is half done. Interjection. Well, who would have thought it? What? Enter adjective. What evidence have you got? What? You don't mean to say so. Interject. Enter pronoun. What does he wants? Relative pronoun. Give me what you can. What happened then? I do not know. Adverb. What by fire and what by sword? The whole country was laid waste. While. Noun. Sit down and rest a while. Verb. They while away their evening with books and games. Conjunction. While a great poet, he is a greater novelist. Why? Intro adverb. Why did you do it? Relative adverb. I know the reason why he did it. Interjection. Why it is surely Nanak. Noun. This is not the time to go into the why and the wherefore of it. 8. Adverb. There is more evidence yet to be offered. Conjunction. He is willing yet unable.